things first. As I say, I want to introduce myself. I'm Ken Mudhami Kariuki from Embu County, Mbere South Constituency, Mbeti South Ward, Reka Village. I want to thank you for the support that you've been giving me. I think this is the fourth space now, and the feedback is overwhelming. Everyone is saying good things. There are no bad vibes, and we are hoping to continue with this same spirit because we want the betterment of our county and our country, because we found ourselves in Embu and Embu is ours. We are not going to leave it anytime soon, and we want to go to head the right direction, and we have to grow our county for more opportunities, for more good things that it can offer. And I have faith and I have belief that Embu is the best county in Kenya, economically, everything, in terms of everything, resources, weather, land, everything. I love my county so much, and I'm proud to be an Embian, and I also hope you do. So, without much talking, I want us to begin our space tonight, and I welcome you all to this episode. And as I usually say, don't fear. We are here to talk about everything that you feel that is required to improve our county. We are not here to insult. We are not here to abuse each other. We are here to grow each other. And before we begin, I have a disclaimer. I am not affiliated to any political group whatsoever. I'm just a patriotic citizen who wants to see the development of our county and our country as well. And I'm just using this is my account, by the way. I'm just using it for the purpose of educating the public and the people of Embu. I'm not paid by anyone. Ni kujitolea because I'm a patriotic citizen. So wale watu wanasema anga siadhiere igekuruka anga wewe ni wa mrengo gani, shun those politics. I'm not affiliated to anyone. I'm supporting the elected leaders who are there, and I think everyone here supported the current government overwhelmingly. Remember, Embu tulichagua UDA suti juu mpaka chini. So we did it because we support the current government, but we can see things are not going as we expected. There are so many frustrations as youth because tulikuwa tumeambiwa bottom up, youth mama mboga. So we are wondering, where are all these promises? And during the campaign period, you have been hearing these. They were called what? They were called these. Inaitwa hizi quotes za MPs, wanasiasa wenye wanasema kila mtu alikuwa na yake. Tunaanzia huko juu, president, bottom up, tunakuja governor Kavinda Negaka, tunakuja MP, form ni kujituma. Wetu engineer Morioki anasemanga mutongoria tongera ukira. Kuna ingine nilikuwa naona inaenda wera walie. So I just want to ask you a question. Are those words really, as they told us, are they making sense now? as electorates, we have that answer to ask. We have that question to ask ourselves. Yes, campaign period is over. Long time. We are in the second year now, and we are still evaluating this government. But I think things are not good, as kila mtu anaona mambo haiendi poa as we expected, and we are here to brainstorm on the way forward. I'm reminded also there is our senator Kavamondi Gitonaga. There are many. If you remember, please remind me all those, so that we can continue asking ourselves, are those sayings really working? The first topic, we are discussing like about five issues. I'll tell you as we are going on. But the first things first, I want us we start with the national government. Ruto and his government. Today, let me tell you guys, I was so frustrated. Yani venye Ruto alimaliza tu kuongea hivi, mazee nilisikia tu siku yangu imeharibika tu hivyo. Sijui najua you will share your experiences, but I was so mad because I can't believe for the last whole month we have been on the streets, we have been turning up in large numbers, and I can't believe what happened today. But anyway, it is what it is. So I want to start with the discussion of the national government, issues of the national government, before we move to the second agenda. So I want to request to request people. You can raise your hand if you have anything, if you want to start this meeting with us, and I want to welcome you all to this space. And we begin by Job Karengo. I see you want to say something, and feel free. Na hapa tumesema hakuna matusi. By the way, acheni niwaambie ukweli. Ukianza kutusiana hapa ama kutajataja majina ya watu, mimi nakuna kunyang'anya mic. So tafadhali, let's maintain that etiquette. We are not here to fight. We are here to help grow each other. And to Job Karengo, nimekupatia mic. Anza. Welcome. The floor is yours.
Ken, unaweza nipatia kama 10 minutes hivi kidogo tu?
Job.
Unanisikia? Hello? Can you hear me?
Job, can you hear me?
Nakusikia. Sina internet.
Job.
Hello Ken.
Job. Yes.
Unanisikia?
Nakusikia sasa, ongea.
Nilikuwa na request kama 10 minutes hivi if we can get another speaker alafu niweke inputs zangu after kitu kama 10 minutes.
Okay. Anti wa condoms, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey Ken, mi hata nimekaa kusikia kwanza vile tu umesema, acha nikushow. Ushai feel kufanya kitu mbaya lakini hujui uanzie wapi. Mi nimeboeka kwa sababu it's like tunapimwa, ni ile tunaonyeshwa, you jokers, I'll show you at the end of the day I run this show. You think you're running the show, but I run this show. Na anasema anafuata katiba, so mi kwanza nataka kusikiza, alafu pia nilikuwa nataka kuambia Ken, hii space unajua wase ukam kwa sababu wase uongea. Kuna mse alikuwa amereizio issue ya how to address each other kwa baraza, and I told her, you know, this is a leaderless movement. You don't have autonomy to tell anyone ati hivi ndio unafaa kuongea, because mtu vile anaifeel huwezi mwelezea, yeye pekee ndo anaweza jielezea, na ndio maana ametoka kwa streets, ndio maana anakuja X. So I was advising her badala ya kushikwa na pressure ati juu ya vile watu wanaongea, wacha waitoe, because if they don't say it now, it's going to become something very bad very soon, and there'll be no need for goons. Everyone will become a goon. There'll be no need for goons. So let them have this moment to let it out. This is a good platform to let it out. Wacha waongee, na mi niko ready kusikiza.
Okay, thank you so much. I can see that design.
Yeah, Ken.
That design on there. Yes.
Can I speak?
Uko sawa sasa?
Yeah.
Uko sawa?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first things first, nimesikia ukisema mambo ya national. I don't know, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. I can hear you.
Yeah, acha ni express my disappointment, my utter disappointment with what has happened today. Kwa sababu I do not think we were calling for reforms or cabinet so that we can get recycled people who have already served the government before. Their track record is stinking, if not rotten. Yani ni kama Ruto tu alikuwa anatuuliza mtadu. Amesimama tu kwa podium pale State House kutuliza mtafanya nini? Ndio hiyo, nimefanya hivyo mtadu. Unaona? So it's just complete disregard. Na ni mtu anasema they are listening. What is the evidence of his listening ears? I think all our pleas are falling on deaf ears. Kwa sababu mtu kama Murkomen is one of the people who mwenye siku ana expect atarudi kwa hiyo cabinet. Sidhani, I don't know kama kila mtu ana feel the kind of anger I am feeling right now, because we cannot be fighting for something ama against something, then you go ahead and do it. You do it again with the same mistakes. Murkomen was one of the people mwenye walikuwa naleta outrage kubwa sana with his flashy life, with his flashy watches, akisema anapenda vitu mzuri, vitu expensive. Na tunajua sisi wote, we don't need to be told, that is taxpayers money. You don't need to be told. Hata mtu asijaribu, any government blogger mwenye ajaribu kukwambia mtu ako na mabiashara zake, that's a lie. You cannot, a businessman who is careful about his money does not flaunt expensive things which are useless. Now you are in a public office. So I'm very disappointed. Alafu, the next thing, the other thing that has disappointed me is how watu wa ODM. It is very painful that they are dancing on the graves of people who died in this protest. Raila Odinga and his minions, they're just a cabal of useless people. Huwezi kuwa una ride on the deaths of people who are to the streets. Ama nani aliona Raila kwa streets? Alafu anaenda kubagain using the deaths ama the protest, you go and bargain for positions in the cabinet. I mean, nime lose faith na ODM. I thought ODM had faithful leaders. Nimeona hata the minority leader Opiyo Wandayi ame tweet anasema thank you Mr. President. He was not even referring to Ruto as Mr. President. Wakati alikuwa anapinga finance bill, wakati alikuwa na in quotes anatetea mwananchi. But today I've seen a very different Opiyo Wandayi, and I'm very disappointed in ODM and the whole team from ODM. They are just opportunists. They're just taking advantage of the protest. There's nothing. Hakuna kitu ingine inaendelea hapo. They just they think ama they want to stage this as their own protest. That is not fair for all the people that died, for all the people that were injured, for us sisi wenye tulitoka kwa street. It's not fair. Unaona? We are not saying ODM members should not go to the cabinet. Lakini what I'm saying is They should not be opportunists for these positions. We wanted that cabinet to have people who have merits, watu ambao they have a track record of working and actually delivering to the people. Sasa Soipan tu amepelekwa defense afanye nini? I will give you everybody here an assignment ya kwenda to just check the SecDef. Kuna account ya Twitter inaitwa SecDef, the Secretary for Defense wa United States, and check the merits of that guy. Alafu compare with your very own and very able in quotes. So Ipan Tuya, uniambia hiyo defense, what will happen in that defense ministry? On a national level, I'm completely disappointed. Na sidhani streets lazima we will stay in the streets. Najua we don't have so much that is holding us down, so we will stay in the streets hata kama ni mpaka 2027. We shall be here, we must be seen, and the agenda of having an accountable government, an accountable administration, the agenda must be realized. Whether Ruto wapende ama asipende, he better resign and pave way for somebody who can listen to the people, because whatever I've seen today is complete disregard of the voice of the people. Sijafurahi. I'm still angry up to now. Hata sijui hii hasira itaisha lini. That's all I can say for now.
So thank you so much, Job Karengo, for that. So today we have realized Raila Amolo Odinga has been the enemy of the people. Now it's very clear. And na nilikuwa najiuliza Opiyo Wandayi anaenda aje state na taxpayers money, na unakumbuka ODM wakisema walikuwa hakuenda na pesa ya taxpayers. So guys,
trip to US, the trip to US, he was there.
Yes, he was there. And nakumbuka watu wakiraise that issue wakisema ati ODM wakatoa memo wakasema agenda na pesa ya ni ODM wamesponsor, si ya taxpayers.
ODM is a group of opportunists. I don't trust them any longer.
So me by the way, hata mimi niko very 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 disappointed. So nimeona watu wakisema Gen Z now we are the official opposition of the government.
Definitely.
Because now
Definitely.
So nusu mkate tena ndio hiyo sasa. So we continue that design, we can talk.
Definitely we are now the official opposition of this country. Sababu the people who have been entrusted, they have failed us.
Ni sawa. That design, the mic is yours. That design, hello. If you are not ready, I can give Stephen Morioki. And please, nikikupatia mic, you first start by introducing yourself. Wewe ni wa wapi na unafanya nini? Buy Embu, build Embu. Remember that. Go ahead, Stephen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Morioki from Kiambere. I do financial consultancy and other businesses in Nairobi. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. Well, very well. I've seen what has happened today, like everyone else. The protests that we started were about accountability, and we thought our president will take olive branch and restart Kenya afresh. But it seems that he wants to protect the cronies and they want to go on the looting spree. It seems that all the members of ODM have been looking for that opportunity to go and loot. So they have always been making noise, but they're making noise because they know that they have not had that opportunity to go and steal. Now they've been given the opportunity. Now it is up to Johnny Badi to tell us how Kenya will raise funds better than what Dong was doing. But basically, what has just come out, and something that I've always said, and I've seen that before, is that politicians are cousins, especially.
Hello, amepotea. Haya,
Radio. Hello. Hello.
umerudi. Okay, endelea.
Oh, so I'm saying if we can be able to get rid of all the politicians, the current and the old, Kenya will be safe. Because I have said before that politicians are cousins. They will protect each other. Even if you look at the number of corruption cases that are in the courts, who are being dragged there, they are politicians. So they are taking a DPP route, they take the judiciary route, they take BCI route, and the cases just disappear. Now, let every Kenyan know that now the war is between politicians and Kenyans. But now our people forget so easily. What is happening is now these politicians are going to steal. They are going to do those murky businesses, get money. When it comes to 2027, nobody wants to hear a person who doesn't have money but has ideas of how he can be able to transform this country. I am hoping that we will continue with the fight. That now we have a formidable force of enemies because all the politicians are our enemies. We try to get a political outfit that will incorporate all Gen Zs, and we have political caucus every county, so that we can amplify the things that are going wrong in this government. There are those politicians who have not gotten chance to cross over, like Onyonka. If we continue speaking of the thefts and the that much businesses that is going on, and we use that information to tell Kenyans and to tell our brothers and sisters in the village that please look at this. These people are stealing from you. They have stolen from you. Please don't give them another chance. Let's have a fresh start. That start, I know it's going to face a lot of difficulties. Going to face and we are talking that we are going to come up with an outfit to treat people.
Stephen,
For you, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Stephen,
Yes.
network yako
Yes.
inasumbua but ni sawa. I can see so
Okay.
many hands.
Let me mute. I'll mute. Let me mute,
Okay.
and then I'll come back again.
Okay. Rolly Polycarp, the mic is yours. Rolly Polycarp, if you can hear me.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm Polycarp from Runyenjes constituency. First of all, naweza penda to understand why we are all in this. We have to understand there is a certain class that is trying to rule this nation by force. We are 55 million of Kenyans who more than 80% are struggling to make a living in one way or the other. If you don't have, if you cannot feed yourself, you have next to untenable loans in the banks. So we have to understand that people like President Ruto and his clique, the likes of Raila, belong to the same class, and they have no intention whatsoever to solve our issues from day one, and they shall never be. So the demos that started like a month plus ago, people are supposed to understand that we are going to be these demos for some time, which we don't know when it shall end. Most probably, maybe we shall do the demos 2027. But it's a great prayer that doesn't go past 2027. Now, we understanding that the ruling class that is trying to be in conjunction and work together to oppress the Kenyans, it's a very small percentage of the Kenyan population. And there's no way we shall operate under their terms. They'll never have people-driven policies that will assist maybe in the health sector. They will never have policies that will be in a position to assist in the education sector. They will never engage in any kind of a discussion to make sure that those lives that were ended brutally by the police since we started the demos, those who perpetrated those acts will be apprehended and families have justice. So at times we should not have kind of what I would call kind of a wet dream. We expect even if we give the time, however much significant time we can, they will change anything. So I tend to believe those who are in this course, somewhere nobody will lose hope. The other issue that I really wanted to suggest, and I think I've seen guys from Embu agitate seriously for our fallen hero, Dennis. We have to draw some inspirations from what Dennis sacrificed his life for. It was very unexpected for a young man to lose a life trying to agitate for issues that Kenya is supposed to be given with utmost respect, without any beseech, without any kind of begging. It's our right to have a justifiable way. Now, I was suggesting maybe I saw in the WhatsApp group there are some good guys who had suggested that we hold barazas because tomorrow our comrades from Nairobi and other towns will be holding vigil for the fallen heroes. I was suggesting maybe the venue that held Baraza here in Embu, we can show up there for even if it's an hour. Then we plot onwards what we shall be doing as Embu people agitating for the same cause. Now, the other issue that has really shocked me today ni ati nimeona somebody a young businessman from Embu ameban demos in Embu. That is something even it's above constitution.
Rulie, ngoja kwanza tumalize mambo ya national please, alafu tuingie ya county please. We are going step by step. Tumalize ya county kwanza, alafu tuende ya tumalize ya national, alafu tuende ya county please. Na for your information, kuna baraza going on every Friday. And your condoms can answer you that. And your condoms, can you answer you? Kindly.
I actually nilikuwa nimeinua mkono kujibu hiyo. The speaker, sorry, sikuona jina. The speaker, I just want to confirm to you that the great people of Embu County are the first people in Kenya to hold a baraza after the maandamano. It's happening at the St. John's Ambulance, and our moderator is Uraia Trust, who is an NGO that that's main purpose is civic education and governance, understanding governance. And so you're invited. It's for all Kenyans. I just want to put a disclaimer, the same disclaimer I was putting out there. Ukikuja na kimbele mbele, you will be dealt with appropriately. Hiyo si place ya maandamano. That is a private space. We are dealing with people who understand the law. We are there to do something that is in the confines of the law, a peaceful movement, non-political. Anyone who does anything contrary of that, tafadhali, I'm very sorry, but you'll be a very good example to everyone else. Other than that, I had an opinion. Ken, I don't know if you'll allow me.
What? Go ahead.
So, Izinin is a national. these appointments za national, niliona by sheer coincidence that tunaambiwa we can do a memorandum and send it by next week to give out our opinions on these people who've been nominated by the president before it gets to hata ilikuwa gazetted, I believe. Now, the reason why we are angry, kama mimi, the reason why niko angry is for a brief moment. Either I am naive or something is really wrong with this country. Because for a brief moment, I believed the president was about to start doing things different. He's proving to me that he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot like I thought him to be. He's arrogant.
We lost you? It seems we lost Auntie. We have,
Ken, can you hear me?
Yes? Yeah, you go ahead.
So I'm saying the problem with this is that there's no transparency, and the president had made us believe for a brief instance that he's ready to do things different, but he's looking for bodyguards to protect him. These CSs are not people who are there for us. They're there to protect the president and the presidency because it serves their interest. Hiyo kukosa transparency is making me so pissed off. That was the reason why tulienda maandamano. Why was he insisting on the finance bill hivo? Now we understand. We suspected, he's proving us right over and over again. And then these political motivations. Like me, support Azimio, nilikuwa na support Martha Karua, and she ended up in Azimio. So right now I'm looking at Azimio and their manifesto. They're busy wanakashif Kenya Kwanza, but they're just the same bombo-clad idiots. They're the same people. Say the same thing wanafanya ni political two motivations. Alafu unaona kiyouth kiko hapo ati whether you like it or like it amerudi. Kwa hiyo sasa huwa anashangilia nini? Unashangilia matanga yako. Unasifu kifo yako. These guys have come to finish kukumalo. Uko hapo umepewa 300 bob na praise na online. Uingie online alafu unajisikia wewe ni mnoma.
Okay, we are going on well. Thank you for that. That design, please. The mic is yours. That design, if you can hear me. Grishon Masharia. Kemathi Marshall.
Hello?
Okay. Nakusikia bro, endelea.
I think unaweza nipatia just after the next speaker, there's something I was collecting.
Okay. Kemathi Marshall.
Thank you.
Kemathi Marshall.
Yes, good evening, Ken.
Good evening.
Good evening, fellow citizens and patriots.
Tafadhali kama ngoja kidogo, kama unajua wewe ni speaker, tafadhali mute. Kama uko ni speaker, tafadhali zima mic yako kwanza. Tuendelee.
So about today and Ruto and his cabinet appointees, I don't know why you guys are surprised. I am not surprised at all. Everything this guy does points to him not listening to you. And I don't know why you guys are acting so surprised. I think it's in his MO killer time that is going to disappoint you. By now, mnafaa kuwa mshazoea, like he's going to do anything for his survival, himself and the cronies, and the system will do anything to preserve itself. Also, there's an upside to this. There's an upside to all of this because they are now all of them on one side and we are on the other side. The Kenyan citizenry is officially now the opposition, and That's the upside to it, that we know sasa wanyama wote wako hiyo pande, sisi tuko hii pande na ni vizuri sana, like they have showed out and chosen their sides, and that also is a lesson to us that right now in this movement, in these times, in this clamor for good governance, we cannot trust a politician. We cannot trust them at all. They will do anything to preserve themselves, and they will always band together for self-preservation at our expense. So you guys should not be surprised at all. Also, to the people like me, I know the people who have always maybe been in the opposition, ama wale wase wamevotianga Azimio, wamekuwa watu wa baba. I know for some of you it may come as a shock, but why? Kuna time baba ashaikuwa nje ya serikali. I think Raila has always been in government, and if you go and look up his MO and everything he has done, he's always been in government. So I don't know why you're surprised. The other thing is, ukiangalia tu face ya hiyo cabinet, is almost one generation. It's like Gen X, ama ni boomers, I don't even know. It's just there's something, I keep saying this, I'll say it again, there's something inherently wrong with the old guard. And no matter how much you guys try to convince them and to sell them their policies, your policies and your ideas and your new age philosophies, they do not care. They do not care about you, and they will watashikana tu pamoja kuwafinya kila time. It's also interesting, like ule mtu mna beef na yeye sana, the guy you people, most of you have an issue with as youths, is the guy mnaletewa kuwa CS wa youth, this guy Murkomen. We already have an issue, so many issues with Murkomen, so I don't know why he would be sent our way. Also nashindwa tumefika wapi as a country where a president can just appoint his cronies and his boys and his ex-girlfriends and all these kind of things to cabinet, and tumetulia tu. It shows you like the total disregard they have for all of you. And I know tuko na very noble visions, we have a very idealistic life and nini that we want. Tuko na ndoto sana, tunataka vitu zifanyike vile tunataka, but and so we are talking about constitutionalism and how we are going to deal with this. But remember, as per now tushaona with the MO, they do not respect the constitutions, and they are going to defile it at any moment. So I am disappointed, but I am not surprised, and that is a lesson to all of you. Ndio maandamano next ikitakikana ama nini, mnafaa kuwa mnajua why we are actually doing this, because these people, excuse my French, but they clearly do not give a fuck about you. And that's all I have to say about this national view so far.
Thank you. Director Cliff Webster, the floor is yours.
Yes, Ken. Thank you. I hope mnanisikia. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, uko sawa.
Mimi acha nianze na kusema mimi I was shocked, and I am still in shock, because for a moment back there I thought that our president had finally grown some brains and he had finally decided to do something good. But after what he did leo afternoon, for a second I thought he was gonna come back and say, guys, ni prank. But it is not a prank actually. This is a clear indication to those old boomers and generation that is leading the country that they actually have no any point of reasoning with what the young people want. I'm gonna quote something that James Orengo has said this evening, that principle is indivisible. It is either wholly kept or wholly sacrificed. And after what we've seen, and keeping in mind what the ODM party had said yesterday, that they were not gonna take any positions offered in the government, it is clear we are being run and ruled by people who have no any deity of principles with them. There's a clear reason why the 2010 constitution separated that a member of parliament cannot hold a seat in parliament and become a cabinet minister. And if you argue that with an old person, they're gonna tell you that si hata wakichaguliwa si wataacho kazi na wakuja kwa nini ministry, and that is true. But I think the main reason why Akina Kibaki and the learned people who came together and put up the 2010 constitution did that was because the cabinet is not meant for politicians. I know we can differ that with so many people, but I believe the cabinet is not meant for politicians. The cabinet is supposed to be it is a group
Policy
of people,
policy implementers.
People who are learned, technocrats, people who can run things. When the president read the 11 people, the first thing I did was I had to Google exactly who are these people. Joho, according to Google, he has no any bachelor degree.
Sultan Mjinga.
This person one of the most important dockets in this country, actually one of the most richest dockets in this country. A man who didn't even had the knowledge to study geography, we are giving him such a special docket kama ya nini mining. Opio Wandai has a bachelor's degree in agriculture. We are giving the man the docket ya energy and okay, do you know, leo bedhe ndio nimekaa chini nikajiuliza ama sisi ndio wazimu na hatuelewi exactly what is happening. Something else yenye nimenotice yenye nimesikia pia Kimathi amesema, these demonstrations that have been happening in the country have been run by the Gen Zs and the millennials. I expected that when the president was coming to read the next batch of the cabinet ministers, he would consider the younger generation. But man, for a second ni kama msele kalisimama hapo mbele na akatushow the two middle fingers na akatuambia you guys can do what you want to do, but I'm the one who is calling the shots. For me, the demonstrations that have been happening in this country were a clear and undeniable expression by the people showing their frustration, pain, and longing for justice. Yani, hizi demonstrations zote tumeenda, they were nazikuwa tu za story ya kutaka change. We needed our voices heard, and the people who wanted their voices heard were the young people. And I thought this president of ours, because finally ametuambia nimesikia na tutafanya. Now I thought now like he was gonna listen and give the young people a chance to be in those dockets. But what he has done, he has recycled for us politicians wenye careers zao in politics zishaisha, akatuletea wao kwa nini cabinet. Because clearly none of those politicians who have been picked today have any say in this new in this state of politics in this country. Joe is done, Opio is done, Mbadi is done. Mbadi hata kwa alikuwa amesimama governor akashindwa bwana. leo my nini classmate in law school ananiambia walinyima huyu jamaa kiti cause for 15 years as an MP there is nothing he can show for it, alafu tunapika msee tunampatia the biggest and hey, the treasury guys, treasury like kwani nchi sisi ni madwanzi design gani? Okay, like how many people out here have bachelor's degree in finance, masters and in PhDs, people who are actually learned, who can fill these positions, that Ruto ameangalia kwa list yote akakosa akapick Mbadi mse. The biggest achievement akonayo ni degree ya commerce na CPAK na haja practice hiyo CPAK for sijui 10 ama ni 15 years man. Okay, this is a joke bana, na kwa sababu so many people are okay like I saying, wajua sasa hakuna tunaweza fanya, nimvumilie mngojee ni 2027. No guys, man, we can't wait for another 2-3 years that ikifika hiyo time ya election hatutakuwa na nchi. I think this is the time to actually even do more and press more, because these people don't give a fuck about us. Neither these people are dying. Most of them are old bana, ni kukufa wanakufa, so sisi ndo tutabaki na burden ya kitu yenye like sio si ati ni our fault actually. So guys, mimi nitawaambia tu as I finish up, mimi nitawaambia tu kitu moja mzuri. Kama saa hii ndio hii ndio time ya sisi ku raise our voice even louder, because if we keep quiet and let these men continue enjoying and dining on our table, in the next 5-10 years we will have no country left for us to take over. The power is for the people and it belongs to the people, and the people shall take their power. Thank you guys.
Ken, unaongea? Kuna mtu anaongea?
Ken, ni kama tukusikii, ni kama umepotea
Is
kidogo.
someone... Yeah. I think Ken ako mute. Mr. Mouse, the mic is yours.
Ni aje guys, naitwa Eric. Like hii kitu ya national union, hii national thing. Mi acha nikwambie mali imefika. Like my head I process attack. Umepigwa na depression, stress and everything. Like umefeel too you just want to give up and stuff. Because like yes, tuseme the president failed us terribly. But okay, hapa msiniban, but tuongee ukweli, after the parliament, the Occupy parliament, I can say that was the only successful
Eric, ni kama connection yako haiko very clear.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but connection yako haiko very clear. Maybe we can give it to Simba. Ukijipanga nitakuge mic tena.
Asante sana anti wa condoms. Ken, thanks for the platform. Hell breaks loose. The cat is out of the bag. Hiyo inamaanisha hiyo national unity government imetuonesha wako way ahead ya politics za 2027. Wanajipanga kubaki kwa gava. So sisi tufanyaje? Maandamano haiwezi to sustain all that long. What do we do next? To form party yetu kama Gen Zs, hata kama ni sisi watu wa Gen Z wa Embu, we form our party. Tukikuwa na party yetu, sasa ndo tunaweza bargain huko mbele. I mean, angalia mtu kama Moses Kuria, Kionjori, those guys have been in government, wamedrive na nini na parties. Angalia mtu kama Ruto, Raila ameishi kutumia hiyo party yake kubagain. Tukiendelea hivi kukaa leaderless na bila party, I mean, hakuna place tutakuwa tunaenda. Juu tuko na a lot of energy, a lot of views, tunataka kuea vitu zetu, lakini tutaenda njia gani? Hatuna njia ya kuea hizi vitu zetu. Kwa nini? Juu hakuna vile utaambia mtu kama Ruto uko leaderless na hapa ako na ODM anaweza chukua hii chance ara nayo. Sasa tumebaki hivyo, but all is not lost. Tunaweza endelea kupush our views. Hata sasa nimeona wasawa na new story ya referendum, but hatuna party, tutafanya nini? That is the thing we should not be thinking about as youths. Vile tuko tunaweza form party yetu huku Embu to start with, to join, to register, to join, to raise funds. Ndio sasa pia tuko na bargaining power. Sasa hatuna bargaining power. Juu sasa kila mtu ako scattered. Umeona vile imehappen huko Hombe na Nyanza. Wasa wamefurahi juu ya mtu wao kuko elected kwa hiyo CS just for personal gain. Si hata atasaidia Nyanza but a block. Sasa unasikia Gen Z wa Nyanza wamesema wameondokea hiyo story. Juu kila mtu anaangalia 2027. Tunafaa tufunguke macho as early as now. Thank you for the mic. Ken, mic yako iko na shida kidogo.
Can you guys hear me? Somebody
Yep,
please
loud
confirm
and
if you can
clear.
hear
Yes,
me.
Mukami,
Mukami,
we do hear you.
You can hear me?
yeah.
Okay, so I think it is
Nipatie hiyo kitu.
I think it is Ken's mic with a problem. Who is ready to speak among those who have the mic?
Let me begin, please,
Okay,
kabla
Mwende, it's okay.
nilie tena. Okay, first and foremost, ningependa niseme there's okay. First and foremost, mtu ako na therapy ya kuscream. I am ready to sign up because I do not know how to handle the anger and the frustration and knowing that as a young person, I don't matter. Nyinyi wote wenye tumekuwa tukisema things have to change, your voice matters.
Ken, please mute your mic. Ken, please mute your mic.
Can I continue?
Yes, you can, but tunangoja Ken azimie your mic ndio tubaki tukimlisten. Okay, but you can hear you, Mwende, you can proceed.
Okay, so I want to remind you guys that to this government, to this country, we don't matter. The other guy, the previous guy, Simba, talking about forming a party, it does not matter because the political class ilishajengwa and it's here to divide us. These guys, the political class will always unite to further their political careers. And then there's us who want things to go well. Ati corruption ishe, impunity ishe, nepotism ishe. Guys, Kenya has a culture of corruption. There's nothing else we know. I'm sorry for saying this, Manzem Sini Council. We are led by the stomach. That is why 500 shillings will make your brother, your cousin, your neighbor to come against you to demonstrate peacefully because of 500 bob. Guys, what's our power? What else can we do? Because kuandamana or talking about it is not working. Getting angry is not working. I mean, praying, obviously, it's like it didn't work. Violence is not working. Peaceful protests are not working. So where is our power? Money is the language Kenyans know. Na kwangu mina feel hii culture ya Wakenya ya do ya hongo ya kitu kidogo hii ilianza time ya Moi, ndio haiwezi tutoa hapa. Guys are celebrating that Joho amepewa kitu yake. Watu wa Coast wana celebrate. Guys in Western wana celebrate. Wanasema huyo ni mtu wetu. But wanasema ni mtu wao juu hata hawajui. Wanadhani there'll be development. But we are fucked in the mind. We have been fed bullshit since we were kids, and getting ourselves out of these murky waters ni ngumu. Kwa sababu we don't have leaders, guys. We have dealers. We have dealers, and even if we form a party, mamijet wa our political class ndio wana join party yetu. I just feel like we are fucked and there's nothing we can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mwende. Lynn, the floor is yours. After Lynn, we'll have Asumira. Mombi Lynn. Asumira, the floor is yours, and then we hand over to Richie.
Good evening, guys. I think part of the reason that we live is because we hope that tomorrow will be a better day than today. I want to say that, okay, we can see what is going on, and I think, as somebody has said, it's a good indicator because we have seen now in our lifetime that the political class has never been for Mwananchi. And I think the previous speaker, the lady who has talked about, she's talking as if we are hopeless. We are not hopeless, and we should not be hopeless. Let us look into the future, and because we know the problems from our history, let us task ourselves that we are going to be part of the solution. And what do we mean by being part of this solution? Number one, we must start now collecting our fellow young Turks, the people that we know are knowledgeable, and now start inculcating knowledge in them. Knowledge, because this battle will not be won in the streets. This battle will only be won in the elections. And when we are looking at elections, number one, we have to register as voters. The young people, we must register ourselves as voters. As much as we are speaking of the problems, we must now start telling our young people we must register as voters. We must also consolidate ourselves in one basket. Try to form a political party within Embu and make sure that 90% of the MCA seats we garner them. And this is part of the solution that we should be looking at. Because if we go back and sit down and cry, we will not have achieved anything. So I think there is a high time now
we open our eyes, and the best way we can beat these people is knowing the rules of the game. And the only way we'll be very successful, it's if we are going to start talking about it as youth in our forums. We talk about it, we hold spaces, let us hold spaces, include even when you are huko ushago, we talk to them, the young ones. Now they must know that the future is for us, the youth, and the future is dependent on what we are going to do as the youth of this country. So to this end, let us try as much as possible to support the people that are coming up. I think it's a good idea that we are having a forum that is trying to educate people. I think that forum should be encouraged so that it thrives even in other areas, not only in the town. We can devolve it to go to other sub-counties, every sub-county within the county. And as much as we are looking at the political space of the country, we must start with looking at what we can offer within the county. And I think the best entry point for us now is starting with those small seats. The small seats, we gradually graduate to the bigger seats and at the national level. And I think I would want to call upon the organizers. Now I think time is ripe now for us to start having a conversation. Let us now start having faces, because at the end of the day, we cannot win this battle alone. Let us now start identifying people, for example, in Kerimari. We identify people, for example, in Muminzi. We identify people in, for example, Mbere South, who are going to occupy those spaces of leadership as early as possible, so that we mentor them. We also look for funds to support them, so that at the end of the day, during the period of elections come 2027, we have them in those offices. Number two, the other thing I would want to talk about is the political parties. I realize the biggest problem we have as a country is political parties, because ideally what we have today, what happened, we have a lot of celebrations in Nyanza. We are having a lot of celebrations in the coast, whereby they are saying they have had an opportunity to get their people in power. But this does not help us as a country, and I think it's a high time now we start thinking of independent candidates who will go to the county assemblies and hear the grievances of the mwananchi with a lot of objectivity. So to this end, please let us identify some of the people that we can sponsor, some of the people we can campaign for. And I know, because I believe we are all educated, we do not have to go with party slogans, because this is what has gotten us where we are. Because everybody knows what happened last time, and I can blame, I think, 60-70% of us in this forum. Tulienda tukasema, oh, hustler, but we never interrogated issues. We never interrogated to see what is this hustler bringing to the table. And in fact, if you were careful to interrogate what was being talked about, you could tell from afar that these were lies. So let us rearrange ourselves, come back to the table, and come back with a great resolve that we must be in those positions come 2027. How is this going to be achieved? Number one, by civic education. We need to educate our people, even at the grassroots. We need to educate our youth to feel the urge to take up those positions. And again, we can also start a fundraiser for the ones that will not have resources, but we know they can be good leaders. And I think the other thing we should maybe try to do as youth ni tuache divisions za upuzi, divisions za petty issues. We are talking about the people that will come up. They are not angels, but ni watu, tuwachukue kama watu. They have weaknesses na they can, and if we are going to manage this war, we need to start our strategies as soon as tomorrow. Muanze kupeana information huko ndani. Wewe anti mahali huko, kama huko hiyo wode yenye huko, we get supporters for you, so on and so forth. Ken, where you are, I know some of you can be leaders. Tushikane, watu washikiliwe, hivi ndivyo tutaweza kupigana hizi vita. This war, I can tell you for a fact, will not win on the streets because we have already started being divided. Na unaona kama sasa Kakamega, Nyanza, Coast, watu sasa wamefurahia. So as we move on, peaceful protests hazitasaidia. I think it's time we go back to the drawing board, think of the solution, and in my view, the solution will come if we look at how we are going to manage to be in positions of leadership in 2027. My take is that we start with the MCA seats, the MP seats, as we move forward. The other thing is we must desist from being in political parties. Let us run as independent people with independent lines of thinking, because part of the problem we have seen is when you are in a party, akili yako ni kama huwa imefungwa ama umejiuza, and you can't think independently. And let me say and encourage the people that are here, the ones that want to take up leadership positions in future, semeni, come up with a manifesto, agenda, also educate others so that we are able to support each other as we grow. And I think this is the only way we are going to win this war in this generation. The other thing is I would like even to thank the group that is organizing civic education. And that group, I think, should be very keen on, apart from the constitution, we also need to look at the policies at, I think, at each ministry level. The other thing is even at the county level, the policies that guide us. Because as far as we are saying we need accountability, again, we do not need anarchy. And even when we are in those positions, we will be expected to run things according to policies and not according to how people think outside there. So that is my submission, and thank you for giving me this space. I want to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Asumira. I'm seeing the request from Kimathi, Ngugi, Kennedy, and Geoffrey. Let us finish with the batch that has the mic already, then we hand over now to the next lot. So Richie, then Lynn, then Locksmith, alafu tufunge your batch. Now we hand over the ones who have requested. So Richie.
Good evening, guys. My name is Peterson Mirichi, and I want to first start by thanking Ken and the co-hosts and everyone who has joined today. Before I give my sentiments, I want to play an audio clip for you all to listen to. It's an audio clip that has Lee Njiro describing what we saw today some years ago. And there you go.
There is no difference between Deputy President William Ruto. There's no difference between him and Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka and Musalia Mudavadi and Mutu Awon. First of all those people are political caciques. They can turn against you. That is one clan. I am going to give you a little history. The late Daniel Arap Moi was, when he was the leader of the opposition, the leader of KANU, he used to attack Mzee Jomo Kenyatta very bitterly. In 1964,
Richie, your audio ni kama iko na issue.
Yeah, my audio has developed some issues.
Okay.
But basically, what I wanted to say is what happened today, as disappointing as it is, and actually today I'm very demoralized. What happened today should not surprise anyone. It was meant to happen, and that is how these leaders look at us, with a lot of contempt. They don't listen to us, not the president, not the opposition. Nobody listens to us and nobody takes us seriously. So it's time for us as young people to come together and make ourselves not beg to be listened to, but make ourselves a force to be reckoned with.
Jomo Kenyatta called
At the start of these demonstrations, the first demonstrations were very peaceful. I sat somewhere with some guys from the government, and what they were saying basically were, as long as these demonstrations are peaceful, they will achieve nothing because you guys are stopping nothing. Everything is going on well. Now, these guys, we saw them pay goons to infiltrate us, and so they outsmarted us. And now today, they have hit the final nail on our demonstration's coffin. So what I need to say is we need to organize ourselves. We don't need to wait for the national branches of the Gen Z movement to decide what to do. Because we are leaderless, we need to start now coming up with solutions from our local level and let the rest of the country find us having made a step. So I think it's about time that we need to also now have our own party. It's about time that we moved away from the spaces, we moved away from the WhatsApp groups, and went now out there and started to give real solutions to our problems. If we had our own party today, we would be at the table, because if we had a party and we had representatives there, we would be told now, as the Gen Z party of Kenya, what do you want? What can we do for you guys as a party? So in as much as we want to stay partyless, we cannot run away from authority. We cannot run away from having a political party of some sort. We might be pushing for accountability, yes, but there is no way William Ruto will take us seriously if he knows all we do is go to the streets and do nothing. If he knows that we will not have a presidential candidate who can shake him, if he knows we will not have MPs candidates who can shake his MPs, if he knows this party is not going to win the MCA seats in Embu, he's not going to get shaken. And I think that is what he has come to a realization of. So as long as we just go to the streets, he will be coming out, killing a few of us, and then sending us back home to bury them and waiting for the next week for us to come out again. So the previous speaker, Asumira, talked about this issue very well, and I don't want to repeat it again. I think as now the youth and the Gen Zs of Embu, we need to start defining our struggle and confining it also to our county. We need to ask ourselves, what is it that we want to push at the county level? And how do we achieve this? We have so many issues at the county that we can push on, and we can focus on one issue at a time. We have a defunct county public service board. By defunct, I don't mean it's not operational. I just mean it's not functioning the way it should be functioning. Because every time there are opportunities in that county, The advertisements are thrown out, are given to the media, but even before those advertisements have gotten anywhere, people have already been recruited and are waiting for the interviews, which are a formality to start working. We have the land office, which is, from my experience, the worst and the most corrupt body in that county. We have the Department of Youth and Sports. That department was divided into two departments. And then we are seeing that on the part of the youth part, it's not working, because there are things that should be benefiting the young people of Embu that we are seeing are not benefiting us in any way. We have the Embu Talent Academy that the youth of Embu are being denied on a day-to-day basis. You're told you cannot access it. But we find border operators in Embu, and actually we commend them for the good job they do mostly, but they're also being used by politicians to advance their agenda, which is bad. We see them access the facility every now and then, and this is not something that we should be allowing to happen. That discrimination should come to an end. So we have so many issues, and we need to define our issues in the context of Embu, and then we also define our issues in the context of Kenya. But we have to start somewhere. So we have to be very, very specific on our agendas to make sure we are not beating about the bush so much, na tutashikanisha mambo mingi sana pamoja, as this will only derail us. We cannot go to war and open so many battlefronts. We have to focus now on one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, and start collecting the easy wins. Pole, 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 pole. That's all on my end. I think my clip now can play a little bit, and then I'll give the mic to someone else.
Real Arab boy. And he told me, I know you're attacking me, but we are body politicians.
Okay, I will send the clip to the group now that I think the net that is playing the clip is a little bit shady. So I'm giving the mic back to the co-host. Kindly, those are my remarks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Richie. Frida, I can see you, but a moment, please. Mombilin, you'll speak, then we go over to the next batch. As you end up on the country, we now go to our county. So, Lynn, then Frida. Yeah, I will give the rest time. Saitu.
Before the next person speaks, maybe I can say something to answer one of the questions that someone has posed.
Okay.
So my name is Petral, and I'm a youth. Mimi mkazi wa Embu. I'm Betty North, to be specific. And I'm here because as a Kenyan youth, as an Embu County youth, we need to see matters in action. So someone was asking about maybe putting faces out there about political parties, about getting some of us and maybe supporting some of us for the coming elections and stuff like that. So what I'd like to say from my opinion is that I don't think it's time to start campaigning yet. First of all, we can start by cleaning up the messes that are happening right now, and that is by holding people accountable. And then later on, as we are moving, then maybe we can get there to have some of our youths being leaders and all that. What I said in the first meeting that we had is that as a matter of fact, we should be prepping ourselves to be in the ballots. That means that we need a young president coming 2027. We need young leaders, we need young governors, young parliamentarians, and all that in the end of the day. But as of now, can you first clean up what is left, so that we are able to also come from the, we can come from a good point of view, whereby now we can move forward on a clean slate and all that. So I also wanted to bring to your attention that we have a few days to send a memorandum to Parliament in case we have reservations for the CSs who've been appointed. This is the time before the vetting begins. So if you have any grounds that we should not let a CS get into the docket that they have been assigned, this is the time to speak up. We used to have the WhatsApp group. We can discuss there. We table that down there. We have Madam Aisha who is writing, some notes on our meeting, and probably she can help us compile that so that we can write a petition as soon as possible to push these guys out. Actually, the Constitution provides for us to hold these people accountable. In the end of the day, Article 25 of the Constitution, we have the power. Anyone has the power. All of us here have the power to actually ask the Parliament to force either the CSS to actually adduce evidence or present themselves either on gross misconduct and all that so that they can be investigated. We've been having a lot of stories that money is being lost and all that. The Auditor General came out with this. So can we have these people investigated before they are even returned back in their dockets? Also, we also have another ground that the president from his speech, he said that wameshindwa na kazi. So aliwatoa juu wameshindwa na kazi. He fired them literally. So no, does it mean they're going to work better right now? And what makes the difference? Since walikuwa wameshindwa na kazi 2 weeks ago, does this mean that sasa wanaezana na hiyo kazi? No, those are the questions we should be asking. So this is something we can do and petition it by next week, at least before Wednesday, so that all this can be relied upon. Also, about the political parties, we can form our own political parties as youths, but say it's your time. Can we start with, for example, a youth movement that we can be rallying our agendas behind, And it is so simple. Actually, forming a youth movement, the registration is only 1,000 shillings. So it's as cheap as that. I can help with the drafting of the constitution for the movement and all that with other wakilis that we have here. I also had another thing that I wanted to say about the national politics. Alafu, I was also hoping if we can wind up about the national politics so now that we can go to the county issues. We've been talking about Juma and all the other soldiers that were killed in line of protesting for rights as Kenyans. We have Embu County and other counties that have been affected. We can actually even petition for the removal of the DPP for failure of doing his duties, for incompetence. Because where are those rogue officers? Why are they not being arrested? What is being done? Are there investigations underway? How are these families going to be compensated in the end of the day? We've been having people like, is it Hanifa or Harifa? I'm not sure about her name, who's been helping in settling of some of these bills. We have an Embu youth who is still in hospital right now at ICU. He needs more than 150,000 Kenyan shillings. Why can't we be getting this money from the government? Why do we have to be the ones to pay for the sins of some of these few police officers who've been endangering our lives and all that? So that is something we need to think about. That's another petition that we can write for the removal of the ODPP, Jameshindwa na kazi, or the DPP, I mean. Alafu, I had someone talk about, what did he say? There's something he said about the deaths of those soldiers. I've forgotten kidogo, but we'll come back to it when I remember it. So we have to be serious on the way forward. Like someone has said, we can be yapping all the time about the injustices and all that. Can we do this the right way now? Yeah, can we go to court? Can we petition Parliament? Can we petition Senate? Let's keep them busy. Wasilale. In the end of the day, I've remembered. Someone talked about, that's pertaining the county government, someone talked about There were Kagoto, was it alive on Facebook, yeah, about him banning protest and all that. Let me tell you, the IG, the acting IG who is there right now, tried that, and the court clearly stipulated that no one has the right to ban protest in this country, in whatever area. Kwa hivyo mtu asiwaogopeshe by saying that this should not happen. And please also, those who are being used by these people who are trying to get into power in 2027, watu wameanza campaign mapema, wenye wanatumiwa mnalipwa, sijui mmeambiwa ati you should make sure hakuna ati the businesses will not be shut, meaning hakutakuwa na maandamano. Tafadhali, as we are out in the streets, we are fighting for each one and every one of us, including you. We should be on the same side. Na tumeko tukiandamana juu tumechoka with all this bullshit that is going on. Since we are tired, can we be on the same side? Can we support each other? In the end of the day, why should we have a section of us who are being used to, to harm others in the end of the day? So what I'm also saying, we should also be questioning, like the commanders of police, in the counties. Who are these people who are dressing up like goons? Wako na miti wanataka kutandika watu. We should inquire for those questions. Kama polisi wameshindwa na kazi, waseme wameshindwa na kazi, watu wengine waandikwe kwa hizo kazi, watu protect, but not hiring goons to take care of watu wenye wanaandamana. That is very wrong. So kama wewe unajua unalipwa, please know what you're doing is wrong. Can you think about yourselves? Yeah, hii maandamano is for all of us. Tusitumiwe kufanya uhalifu na kunini kuzuia watu wengine kuprotest. And what I'm telling you, I will warn these people. Mnaona venye kulienda Nairobi, what has been going on throughout the country. Hao watu wenye wamekuwa wakilipwa hapa wanapatikana. We will still find you. Na mambo itakuramba. And I'm telling you. And I'm going to ask all of us, if this let me say the boda guys, and I'm not going to like say that it is everyone, of course sio kila mtu. If watatumiwa na these people to actually try and stop us from protesting, from actually using the constitution, which is our shield and defender, to come out there in the streets, we are going to boycott them. Mtabeba akina nani? Hao watu wenye wako na Range Rover ndio mtawabeba? Ndio mnakanga na wao huku nyumbani? Ndio watawapatia pesa ya kuishi kila siku? Lazima tujue vile tutaishi pamoja. So kama hamta tu support, mjue pia sisi tutawaboycott. Hizo services zenu tutakataa. Sababu kuna magari, we can use vehicles. So lazima tutumie hizo ndudhi, tuone mtabeba akina nani, So think about yourself. Na hizi politics mbaya, please tuachane. So the other point that I'm going to say is that tushikane, let's do these things. I will also call upon, since nasikia tunaongea mambo ya Juma, yes, if you have contacts on how we can talk to Akina Boni to add to add him in the tallying, can we do that? Also about the cemetery, mimi nimeshaanza mambo ya county government, tumeongea mambo ya national government sana, so tusonge na mtaratara as we go. So mambo ya the cemetery, it's a dump site, yeah, and we can see that nothing is being done about it. I was hearing somewhere that we've been provided with at least 15 acres. Is it for the dump site or for the cemetery? Something like that. Can we petition the county government? Can we have people come out and tushikane? We write this petition to government. The guy suspected from Uraia Trust, he told us the last time when we were in the baraza that he's ready to help us move forward na hizo petitions to the county government and all that kule wanaweza, so that we can get the cleanup of that cemetery, we can get our families some good place to rest themselves, for our ancestors to rest properly, for our children, our siblings wenye wako huko, it's supposed to be a sacred place. Ifai kuwa place ya takataka, in the end of the day, and all the hizi vitu za hospitali zinatupo huko. So that is somewhere also we are supposed to work on as immediately as possible. We need to keep these people busy. Tuliwapatia job, wafanye job. Na like I said the last time tukiwa kwa baraza, if these people are not really working, tuwakimbize wafanye kazi yao. We also have a mandate, yes, to investigate them, to ask them to actually work for us. Tuliweka hapo wa work. Nimesikia mtu ametaja mambo ya the youth docket. I'm hearing the person who is heading that youth docket is not a youth, ni mtu amepitisha 60 years. If that is the case, we are supposed to kick all these people out. Mtu amepitisha 60 anafaa kuwa ameretire. Ndio mambo tunafaa kuleta hadi kwa politics. If we are talking politics, old regime, they should be out. Vijana ndio tunafaa kwa tuna run the show in the end of the day. So kama hiyo youth docket is not being run by my youths, can we kick these people out legally? If we are having people in the county government past 60 years who are working, can you kick them out? Kuna vijana wangapi Embu County wenye hawana job, wenye wanaweza fanya job? Sisi wote hapa mavijana wenye tuko hapa, kwani hatuwezi pata hiyo job? Si tunaweza fanya? Yes? Alafu sasa acha niwakumbushe tena, tuache kutumiwa na these aspirants of 2027 to do their dirty work. Be clever. Na kama hatutaki kurudi kwa streets tena after 2027 or whenever the next elections itakuwa, we are supposed to start recalling these people after 2.5 years. So kutoka August huko, we should be recalling these people. Kama elections itakuwa hiyo time this year ama next year, whichever, we should have people who are who have our interest at heart. People who are people oriented, servants of the people, you know, in the end of the day. So let us think about that. Alafu sasa we are going to do well in the end of the day. That is what I'm going to say. So can we think of those legal avenues that we can do? Watu wajitole, we write these petitions in mambo za haraka haraka in the end of the day. Sahi hadi kama Senate, we just write them via email in the end of the day. Kama ni kotini, I have an account that I can petition directly from wherever I am. ASAP. So can we come together and start acting? Mambo ya kuongea tumeongea. So can we now start acting? Yes. Thank you. So who is the next speaker?
Thank you, Petra.
Miss President, can say something. Frida, if you can hear me. Frida.
Oh, Frida. Sorry. Ken, I think
My co-host, unanisikia?
I can hear you, Ken. I'm saying if she's not ready, I think we can go up to the county issue to talk about national. If that is okay, because of time. Ken. Okay. Guys, tunamalizia national issues. We are now going to the county issues. So, Kimathi, the floor is yours as we wait for Frida to connect.
Can you hear me? Unanisikia?
Kimathi.
Yes, can you hear me?
But your network is not stable.
Yes, I think hata mimi nasikia the same way, sijui ni yako ama ni yangu. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, so I wanted juu sasa naona tumeenda kwa county before hata twende deep into the county thing. I'd like to respond to something someone said here about making political parties, having leaders, and maybe facing out with these people in 2027. We have established one thing. These people don't give a fuck, and they're going to do anything and everything to make sure they stay in power, including abducting, maiming, and killing us. So one of the reasons this thing of parties, Gen Z na millennials wame lose trust in this thing of parties ni kwa sababu ya hii kitu yenye ina happen kama saa hii between ODM and Kenya Kwanza. The fact that parties can get compromised and just go there and just bargain for their own selfish interest just to get into the government and loot from us. If you look at what is happening between the ODM party and the government, it shows you like already sisi hatuwezi trust chama juu zitatumiwa tu kama njia za kutukon na a few of us. So sahi yes ni idea poa tukuwe na chama, lakini bado tutulie tusikuwe na kimbelembele ya kutengeneza chama and putting spotlights on people and personalities and just making them targets to be killed because as we are speaking some of us tumekuwa arrested, some of us tume receive threatening threats on our lives, even threats to our close relatives, just because someone thinks that maybe we are leaders and we are the leaders of this movement. So for now tuache tu mbwembwe ya kuweka spotlight on wase na sijui chama. And then there's this other thing of 2027 vile tutakuwa na elections na chama yetu tutawa vote out and all of that. Yes, it's very noble, it sounds very very nice, but what utopia are we living in? Are we aware that hata sahi while we are speaking kupata ID ni shida? Kupata ID ni shida. I know people who haven't gotten IDs from last year, na sahi ukipoteza ID ku replace ni thao. So they know, of course the system knows munangoja hiyo, munaweza taka kungoja hiyo 2027. That's why even in their appointments wao wanajipanga vile watakuwa wanacheza hiyo kadi ya 2027 using the older generations, the Gen X and our parents, and they are going to suppress voter registration and ID registration by any means. So first of all, the thing that we should be asking for is expedition of the voter registration process. Wase kwanza wapate ma ID. Otherwise hizi vitu zote tutakuwa tu tunajibamba. They look so nice on paper, they sound so nice when we say them on spaces, but ni ukweli kweli juu one of the hardest things kufanya sahi kwa hii Kenya itakuwa kupata ID. Then the other thing is people keep saying that we should be on the table. We should be on the table with these people. What table? What table? Kama hii table imejaa damu na imejengwa na mifupa ya makomrades wetu wenye wamemadwa wakifaitia hizi haki zetu. Ni meza gani hii tunataka kukalia? Ni viti gani hii tunataka kukalia? Ni corridors gani za power tunataka kukana? The same murderous regime guys. Ni watu wa gani hawa tunataka kuengage? We should ask ourselves that question. But back to our county thing. I think huku county yetu campaign zishaanza na zimeanza mapema. And I'd like to speak to my Nduthi brothers and anyone mwenye pengine ako kwa hiyo shughuli ya wase wa Nduthi. We need to talk to you, our Nduthi brothers. Nyinyi mabeste wetu, nyinyi tubeba kila siku, nyinyi mandugu wetu. Lakini nyi kula kwa kila mwanasiasa, wase wa Nduthi wao kula kwa kila mwanasiasa. Na it's becoming a pattern that ni kama wase wa Nduthi kila time they will sell us out. It has become like a pattern. Mali wanaweza itwa kama leo, a lot of money, I know a lot of money was spent to mobilize all those Nduthi riders into one place, which is the Talent Academy grounds, which ni ground ya wasanii, lakini siku hizi ni ground ya wase wa boda ya mobilization. I know there must have been a lot of money spent to mobilize these guys and to give them handouts after that meeting. And to me, this is my opinion. I'm not saying it's the truth or fact, but this is my opinion. I think there's a deliberate effort kuleta wase wa Nduthi pamoja na wase wa county administration, which is good, na business community, which is good, but the overall aim ni suppress any kind of peaceful protest. That's why patron wao anaweza simama aseme yo tuna promise watu biashara hazitawahi fungwa. Of course biashara, no one wants biashara kufungwa, but you have to look at the undertones, the deeper message, what is beneath that when someone says we as the Nduthi guys promise that itakuwa na peace, hakutakuwa na mgomo na hakuna duka itawahi fungwa. It's a clear threat to anyone that is trying to have any kind of peaceful protest. And no one wants obviously county yetu kuenda into anarchy. But the fact that after the day Wasewandudhi walishinda huko kwa stadium wakipigana na chairman wao, wakiitishana madoo, wakisumbuana, the first thing we see this morning is the county boss going to a media station and then do the guys meeting at the Embu Talent Academy to come and say that there will be peace and there will be no demos and they are going to maintain peace and they are working with the security organs. It's crazy. It's crazy. All these leaders wamekuwa come out, every other time I see them, no one has tried to address the Gen Z, no one has tried to have a meeting with us, the youth, to find out shida yetu nini. They always go to two groups of people first. They always go to the Ndudhi guys and they go to what they call business community. Na kuna word nimechukia hii Kenya kama business community. The assumption that because we don't do business in town, we are not part of the business community. That term has been misused. Hakuna word useless kama hiyo. Hata mganga anaweza amka leo aseme I am part of the business community and we the business community. What is this term business community? And why are they acting like? At least basi afadhali wao wako na business. Juu most of the youth hawana hizo mabiashara. So kuna undertones in what is happening in our county. Our Ndudhi guys ni mabeshte wetu. Nini hakuna hata haja tushinde tukiexplain. These are our relatives, fellow youth, majenzi. But there's undertones huko chini that tunataka kunyoroshwa tu. Tunataka kunyoroshwa. It's a threat. Like you see all this, munaona hao Ndudhi guys wote wamejaa kwa Talent Academy. Mujaribu kukuja. Una understand? And ukusahau hiyo Talent Academy ndio ile place my youths hawangepewa kumwon Juma. We could not be given that ground to mourn Juma. But it is always given to Ndudhi guys to do pressers, to threaten the rest of the populace. No one, no citizen, no boda chairman official has the right to threaten other Kenyans and ban protests in this country. It's something very illegal. And the fact that these people stood there with the county security organs, DOs, chiefs, and all these guys, and making these threats, na walikuwa after hapo wapewe mapesa, na kuna pesa inareziwa, unasikia hadi pesa inareziwa na business community, should tell you a lot about the politics of our county and why we need to change this whole system. To say.
Thank you, Kim. Ken, can you hear us now?
Hello guys, mnanisikia?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Mnanisikia?
Yes, we can hear you, Ken. Hey, Ken. Okay, Frida, can you hear
Mnanipata?
us? Ken, we can hear you.
Yes, I can. Can you?
Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
Frida, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to make mine very quick because I can see we are many speakers. And for me, I think it is just getting sweeter and tougher each and every day. And as we got to get tougher, and even at some point change tactics, because like one of the speakers said is that government will always make a counter move. And if we are not swift enough to sense this counter move and also counter their moves with our counter move, then we are likely to get very tired, so to say. And for me, I was thinking like when you talk about the mandamanos and the demos, it's like Gava is waiting for us to get tired. I want to speak generally before I speak very specifically. Gava is waiting for us to get tired. And you see like what they've done by appointing some of the members who Azimio into cabinet, they have actually neutralized the people who started the maandamano. So you can imagine that is a movement down the drain. If there were people in that movement who are encouraging the peaceful demos, then that is down the drain. And in fact, if you see some of the Kenyans that are rejoicing over those appointments, you'd think somebody or a cabinet secretary will actually put food on their table. However, I was thinking right now there's another conversation that is going on that is being hosted by Eric Latif is a senior in Spice FM, and there is actually a petition in court by 14 people to remove the president and the deputy president by a referendum. Now, when we see that we don't align ourselves to national movements, I would like us to note that most of the things that happen nationally actually trickle down to the counties, and specifically our county, because our county boss is very well connected and very well linked to the national government. So any lethargy in national government trickles down to Embu directly. Any good thing in national government trickles down to Embu directly. However, that is not the case. So as much as we want to concentrate on the county issues, I would also want us to stay aligned to the national issues, although at the national level, there are so many interests and so many layers to everything that we may not have the impact that we want. Yes, so what I'm saying is, yes, we can concentrate on our county. I also think we need to make our movement and what we are doing right now very sustainable and very easy to follow. Without repeating the words of many speakers who've spoken before me, I want to second the fact that we need to have a registered movement in Embu County of these democratic young people who know how to do petitions and follow through with the petitions. That if a court throws out a petition, we can do a counter petition to an even higher court. Actually, for me, I even had an idea that the young people of Embu right now, the people who are on this forum, we can agree to register a Center for Democracy in Embu County, and that be the organ that spearheads anything the Gen Zs are doing. And you know, in just a few years, we will be out of Gen Z. Now it will be Gen Alpha. Hatujui Gen Alpha watakamna nini, but it is good they find an institution that was put in place by the people who are there before them, so that they continue with that clamor for accountable governance. Because issue ya governance haitaisha na sisi. Issue ya governance, kukulado, MCAs kutofanya kazi, storia, all these issues will not end with us. So I think as even we call for these things to be done, we need people to champion these things. Like if we make a resolution, we want that movement, we want that center, we want a political party. Can we have Ken, CPM, Mukami, Asumira, Locksmith, like watu tu ajitolea waseme, we are running with this? Because when you're registering this organization, a chairman is needed, a secretary, just some kind of officials are needed. If it is the petition that Wakili is doing, a petition inapatanga weight ikiwata na list ya majina ya watu wenye wana support hiyo petition. Let us not let Wakili do the petition alone, and then when she goes to submit, hata ana watu wamesign hiyo petition, ana watu wako kwa koti na yeye. So for me, I wish, because I'm really seeing good progress with us as we make these resolutions, as we move ahead. Can we have people lining up or rallying behind the Wakili and her petition? Can we have another group of people, or even the same people, rallying behind the registration of an institution, so that this movement has the validity? Like if we say we are rallying behind this petition as Embu County Center for Democracy, and this is who we are, and this is what we stand for, it actually even, quote unquote, sells fear to the quarters that we want to instill sense in. Like, I'm sure it would be such a surprise, because from another forum I was in, and some people were calling me Atimini anti-Gava, I was like, you don't even know what is coming. You are not even ready 1 inch for what is coming in Embu County. So for me, I would want the decisions we are making, we move fast. Issue your ID. Let me tell you guys, if we joke, we are not voting. Somebody asked me why. The issue of the ID, when we were doing the finance bill, looked like just an item finance bill. But let me tell you, something that can go unnoticed right now, if we joke, issue 2,000 and Ds. And guess the price? It is us. And because there's a lot of civic education currently going on amongst ourselves, that we must get voters card, and to get a voters card, lazima ukuwe na ID. My friend, hiyo ngirimbili itatoka wapi? But I'm thinking, even if that ngirimbili is put there and we want to vote, we shall vote because we are good at mobilizing. But for me, I'm like, we say no to buying identity. You cannot tell me I'm born Kenyan, then I'm buying my identity as a Kenyan. It cannot work. That needs to stop. County accountability. I would recommend that we support the petitions that are going on about the county, because Governor wetu si ayuko chini hivo. She's just her own person. And I think the strength that the county government and the county assembly team have, the fake comfort they have, is that Embu Tunanga movement, what do they know? What have they ever done? Other than just korongana here and there, then they die down. Hey, are they even ready? So for me, what I want is, after this, I would wish we just see people in inboxes. If you can't speak in the group, you can inbox our admins, inbox Kawero, inbox just someone, inbox Wakili, tell them you want to be in the team that will do the petition for the cemetery. I want to be in the team that will be doing petition for the people who are still in hospital. I want to be in the team that does, registration of the movement or of the institution, so that now we are able to move in a way at sisi hatuna uoga. This thing of being leaderless, faceless, formless, all those lesses is good now. It was a short-term measure to shake government surprisingly. In the future, we cannot afford to be leaderless. We cannot afford to nambiwa, we want Embu to send someone. Then because we are leaderless, we are formless, we talk here the Mandamano style again. For me, I think Mandamano can only come if we are not able to achieve anything procedurally. Let me leave some minutes for the other speakers and stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, Frida. Your point is well noted. I'll give it to Lynn. Then, I'll give it to Lynn.
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you, Ken. Ken,
That
can you hear
design
me?
had requested for the mic.
Pardon? Who is speaking?
Mokami.
Ken, can you hear us? Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, I
go
can hear
ahead,
you.
go ahead. I
Okay.
can hear you.
My name is Mombi, a registered voter. I vote at the Motiki Ronyenjes Central Ronyenjes constituency. I'll start with the case of Juma. Today, we had the president saying that the families of those who lost their loved ones will be compensated. But our Juma is not in the national tally, meaning the family can never be compensated. Few weeks ago, the governor said that she told the county commissioner to present Juma's name. But until now, Juma's name has...
We lost you, Lynn. We can't hear you. Mombi, we can't hear you. Work on your mic.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yes,
now
go
we can
ahead.
hear you.
I don't know what we should do so that Juma can be in that national tally, because akina Nini Nairobi, they will be going to Arambe House, and even if they go and whatever they are asking for is given, Juma's family will not be compensated. So at first, I think we should come up with a strategy that will make Juma's name to be in the national tally. Point number 2, again on the national politics, kila kitu hapa yenye imefanyika leo ni siasa. We cannot avoid the fact that this is politics, and we can't keep on saying that we are not political or anything. I feel like when we started this movement, watu walikuwa wengi sana, and many people wamedrop on the way. So, and the reason as to why wengine wamedrop, wengine walitaka finance bill ikuwe dropped, ilidropiwa, walitoka. Wengine wakakaa hivi wakaona ni kama hata hatuna agenda, like juu hatuna strategy, tumeshikanisha vitu mingi pamoja. I feel like we should come up with something like kama vile ilikuwa reject finance bill, we should come up with something yenye hii ndo kitu tunataka, because sai wengine wanataka Ruto must go, wengine hiyo cabinet hatutaki. So the same Ruto mwenye hatutaki ndo bado the same Ruto tunataka tunataka ati achague a competent cabinet. Haiwezi work hivyo. And then on
Lynn, we have lost you again. Check on your mic. Lynn, we can't hear you. Mombi, work on your microphone. We can't hear you.
Mokami,
Yes?
na sai mnanisikia?
I think nakusikia, but tunapotea
Uko
sana.
sawa?
Sai niko sawa?
Uko sawa, endelea.
On the sasa kuna watu wamekuwa wanasema ati it's too early, sijui nini and all those. But sasa kwa county level nilikuwa nimeona post ya Mireshie on the part ya PSC board ya huku, and all those comments zilikuwa negative comments. Na we can't, hatuwezi endelea hivi, like we should pick something at a time. Like kama sahi tunaweza sema we have Juma aekwe kwanza kwa national tally, ya pili tuamue tuna deal na department ya youth ama tuna. But then Pithon alisema hatungepewa talent academy because we are not an organization or something. So tukiregister organization like we have been told, your movement hawatakuwa na reason ya kutuambia hawawezi tupea talent academy. Nini nyingine nilikuwa ninataka kusema? Hiyo tu, we focus on one thing at a time. But mi naona kwanza to concentrate na story ya Juma aekwe kwa national tally. It will be very bad when other families are being compensated, familia yake iachwe na mkumbuke ako kwa dump site. Ni hayo tu for now.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. Third design. Grishon Mashari, unanisikia? Naona kuna Lewis Waweru. Kama unanipata. Kama unanipata. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Allow me to differ a little bit from what has been said, and I want to appreciate everybody who is here because we are doing a great job. One thing that I'll let every other person know, it's not over till over. And I'll also say the absence, and I've seen so many people say that we need peace. And I'll tell them here without even wishing to contradict anything, that absence of people in the street doesn't mean we have peace. Personally, I'm not at peace because of what has happened. And I've listened to so many people talk, and I want to say that whatever the feelings that the people have is true. We have seen so much, but I want to tell you, this government does not have you at heart, and they don't care. Seriously, they don't care. And according to how they are facted, it tells you they don't care. They don't even know. They don't even know what we want. They don't even they are not even listening to us. Seriously, they are not listening to us. They don't care about us. Forget about them. Let's now focus on what we can do to make ourselves relevant, and we may have lost the battle, but will not lose this war, because it means a lot, not only to us, even to our future generation. Let's not give up. Let's not even dare try to give up. I'll be a bit divert from what we have been talking, because and shared a lot in so many other forums. But I want to say our biggest problem, and don't divert from it, is the current government at the national level, at the county level. It's a sad day for me. It's a sad day for this country, because they want to just victimize the young people, that whatever we have been fighting for and whatever we have always believed in about equality, about equity, and every other thing, to them, it doesn't matter. One thing I will say, it is unfortunate we are not fighting. And allow me to talk about the county affairs. The national affairs is a sad story that I'll talk.
We lost you, Lewis. We can't hear you. Lewis, we can't hear you. Ama nyinyi mnamsikia? Can you hear Lewis?
No,
Wow.
simski.
Okay.
Hata
Okay,
mi
Petra, I
simsikii.
can see. Okay.
Tunaweza patiana Simba Vincent, endelea. The floor is yours.
Aya, asanti kwa Mike. Kitu nataka kusema ni moja. Hiyo story tunaongelea story ya party. Party ni muhimu
And I
sana.
talk to them.
Kuna kitu moja yenye
And
watu
they also
hawaelewi
meant
na
well.
story ya
They were
party.
only misread in one way or another.
Oh, acha amalize, amerudi.
It is unfortunate that
Simba, ngojea amalize huyo jamaa.
Sawa.
we are
Lewis,
trying
endelea.
to not say the truth, but I personally will say the truth. Our biggest enemy are our readers. And I'll go to the person who carries the biggest responsibility, and that's the governor of Embu County, Honorable. Sorry for using the word honorable, because whatever she is doing is not honorable. Cicely Mutito Mbarire. And I listened to so many people talk today, and trying to blame the young people. We did peaceful demonstrations. We tried our best, make our voice heard, but they are not listening. They are not even aware what we are trying to tell them. They are not aware, and if they are trying to ignore us. Let's everybody here in not give up. We must ensure that our voice, whether they try to make sure our voice is not heard, we need to make it loud and clear. And I want to echo the ones of Dr. Karani, and she has talked much, and even the previous meeting, that we need to have the correct information, because when we are informed, nobody can stop us. Let's have the correct information. Let us not be misguided. And allow me, please, with all due respect to our readers, and I respect them, all of them, but I want also to put them in record. I've seen the National Assembly, through the Speaker, said clearly that the damage that happened in the National Assembly was 94 million, everything being included. But we are being told in Embu County that it's 150 million. Seriously? And we are here listening to them. Anyway, we will have to listen to them, but they are our biggest enemy. Our biggest enemy, and we must face them. We may change the tack because, in a very funny way, they wanted us to fight among ourselves. And I will not wish to fight ourselves fighting against our brothers in the border sectors. They mean well. They may a bit be misread, but whatever they are trying to do is to ensure that we fight within ourselves, and let's not allow that happen. That's why personally I made sure the two in Embu Level 5, I visited them, we talked, and it is unfortunate some of them have been sacrificed by people we know. And they may have money, they may have the resources, and they may try as much as possible to see we are fighting against ourselves. In fact, I feel bad that I know some issues happened and some money was poured, and I will insist that the government of Embu paid people. You may not like it, but personally, if they want to take me to a court of law, I'm ready for it, and I'll defend myself on that. Let them there. I'm ready for that. And one thing they are trying to do is to ensure, you cannot even incite the border people. Tell them that we don't want, and we want all of you to ensure that businesses are open any other time, and ensure that these demonstrations do not affect the business community. We are also people in business, and we know what is happening. They are trying to divert their attention from the real issues. The real issues, they are corrupt. The real issues, the young people will never get opportunities unless you are politically correct within their system, and within their system is you are correct and you are supporting them. You'll never get employment within the county government. It is sad. We know the few people who do businesses with government. And even worse still, even the MCAs are now colliding to ensure today, if I'm in a Kirimari ward, I'll put my agenda there, and any business opportunity, I'll give my colleague who is in another ward to do that, then me, I do this other thing. It is sad. We are losing it as a country, and they don't get our message. Watu wamesoma, andu ni athomu na mareka maundu mao kuringana na uria mabatie gukorwo mabana. No andu aya kamaratukua wana, na uria uratukua wana makiria ni gavana wetu. Sorry to say this. Gavana wetu twamuthurire tumwendete muno, no kuringana nake tiga no anga andu wake mamwirire guti mundu wingi ungiaria undu wangithikiriria tiga mbari Embu. Na nyumite runyenje gwake, na I am not fearing uria angika ni yeke. No undu wa ma, unless we stand for ourselves, turugame na tumere enough, it's enough. Because this country and this county itingikorwa ni the political elites who are correct. Na ni gitumi uronire maravangire kuringana nao, agakorwo andu aya marenda gwiturura thani ino, ni tunyitane tuongerere irio turie twi vamwe andu aria my politically correct. And that's why I'm saying our voice must be loud and loud enough. They may stop the demonstrations because they may have the money, but we are creative enough. Let's use social media to communicate. They have also done a very bad thing. They have hindered us from accessing the media. Na niraria ndai na guoya. Mwendandi FM imewekwa kwa mfuko, Wimwaro FM imewekwa kwa mfuko. Gemi no ya Embu anayo, in a way it is compromised. Dunwa nginya tutuke creative. And the only way to become creative, we must even do postal cards, we must do some videos for ourselves that can trade. Ginya kuiso uso uria wegesagi amenye umaye imwana inoe na andu aya marenda gwito criminals mararwa niki turarwa ni tondu utae murata wa Sisiri Mbarire ndongiandikwo Embu County Government, utae murata warata ake ndongiandikwa. We know the few contractors maravewa wira ni county government, so matigira andu aya marathoma na mareka maundu mao mari ndui utire. So we must ensure our voice. They may deny us the voice of the street, but they cannot deny us the right voice to let our people know. Kavi anakorwo ni gwocana na thimu mundu aria na ndue na video tuka make sure iyo ni akinyira ginya susu uria wi gicagi. Akorwo ni Gasafari, the lower part of Runyenjes, akorwo ni Mbere, the lower parts of Mbere. This is the new way. We will not keep quiet. They will not silence the voice of the many people. They are not ready to listen to words. They have shown in action and in deeds. But the problem that we can do, ne come for that space. Nani, I'll make sure that I'll speak the truth. So it is unfortunate when I said a certain chief officer, ule in charge kwanza wago to protect the young people, have a right to coordinate all the other chief officers. Machange mbia, if there were a few people, neguo magirerie peaceful demonstrations of the young people. And I'm not afraid, and I can even mention name given an opportunity to. And I have the evidence. I know some who went to receive Mbia Vale Kaunda. Noa, they could not see me. I was there. I had everything. And I'm saying this without any fear. So andu wakwa na tunitanire twarie yuma andu aya, the only way we can face them is ensuring we have the truth in our fingerprint. Nige tumironire amwe naria maraukire kwa inbox to try to silence me. And I know even some of these chief officers, kamara tomeroa, if in fact they don't even have value for them, marama tumira for now to do the dirty work and to ensure they are silent. It is unfortunate. And a talent academy that we fought for, thiko ino etukite ni mali ya kupeana pesa lilia marenda kutuka politically correct na kuandamine the truth of the young people. The only thing that we need to do is to ensure they may silence us in the streets, and we will not fight our brothers in the streets. It is not necessary. We love them. Some of them are doing this because they don't have even an opportunity even to get something to eat. They will get the 500, they will get the 400, they will get the 1,000. And will not blame them, because as a nation, we are in a very desperate case. The only thing that is left ni arema politically correct namo mararia magauka gututavikira. And I've seen them in so many other groups. Mundu akamura muteke ore mukwenda. It's that sad. but let us not allow them to win, because the hardest thing or the worst thing that we can do, ni kumava the space to win. We are fighting for the truth, and that's why the only thing they can do is to ensure we fight among ourselves. And it is a sad day today that I can see that people can say the young people of this county are against the business community. We are not. Some of us are in business in this county. And why we are bitter is because we cannot even access business opportunity with this county government. Dare them to share how many young people, the 30% that should be given to women and the youths and people living with disability. Let them share that statistic. They cannot even dare, because it is not true. I know, and the other day I shared, there are even the palace stage ya Embu. I know the governor has reserved some stores for ourselves and our people. It's so sad. The next thing they are trying to do is for us to fight within ourselves, Runyenjes versus Manyata, Manyata versus Mbeere North, Mbeere North versus Mbeere South. We will not fall to their games. And shame on them. And I'll talk because I know the truth. Money was given. Let me ask you people. Tuliona watu pale kwa county government who are not police officers trying to safeguard those offices, interacting with county officials, and they are here telling us they are not aware of what was happening there, and they were interacting with them. We are not stupid. We are not stupid. They want us to fight our brothers. We will not. They want us to sit down here and even be against the border sector. They are our friends. Personally, I also do border business. And I know the truth. I know even what was shared in those offices. And it is a bit serious that if we try to access, if you try to access the Talent Academy, that we fought for. That we fought for. When it was almost being grabbed, we cannot access. Nimesikia mtu amesema hapa ati kama uko na organization fulani watakupatia. Tell them to release the letter they used today to access that Talent Academy. Let them not fuck us. We know the truth. Unless you are politically correct with them, this is when you can access that Talent Academy. Na acha niwaambie ukweli. They may use it today, but ourselves, we are telling them we fought for it, we know what it's supposed to do, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Kama ni kufungwa ni ifungwe. We don't care. Kama itusaidie. If they want us to reach to those measures, we will do, and we will reach to them. My brothers and sisters, what we can do, let's ensure we are factual with the information that we have. Number two, ensure the information that we have will be able to code that information to the levels that even our grandmothers can understand that information, so that they know the truth. Because the next thing they will try to do, and sorry to do this, they will try to ensure we become irrelevant even to our parents by saying we are trying to cause anarchy. We are not trying to cause any anarchy. The only thing we are telling them is that we don't have opportunities here. It is not safe for us. They are killing us. We don't even have the light even to breathe. It's that serious. Because even the MCs are doing business with government. The members of parliament are doing business with government. Hata mtu yule loko amesomea pale hawezi pata an opportunity even to get a contract with county government. It's sad. It's very sad. And the thing we can do is to ensure that we tell the people the truth in a level they can understand. They may buy the media, they may buy people who can speak, but they cannot buy our conscience. They cannot buy the truth from us. Let us stand and ensure that we stand with the truth. Let's not fear, as long as you are talking the truth, and you know the truth will always set us free. Some of them, if they were in the eras of wakati David alikuwa kijana mdogo kwa Biblia akipigana na Goliath, wangesema David, tuachana na hii maneno, the way they are trying to tell us, and tuachane na Goliath, but we know the truth. Goliath ndiye anatuumiza, na Goliath wa Embu County ni Sisre Mutito Mbalile. Unless she comes clear, according to me, let's face the truth. Let's face the people wenye wanatuandamana. Na ndio wa kwanza hajawahi ongea mambo ya Juma in public, apart from one post alituma kwa FB account yake moja tu. Apart from that, hajawahi ongea mambo ya Juma. Hospitali hakuna dawa. It was sad to see people begging kuchanga do ya kuchangia watu waliumizwa wakifanya peaceful maandamano. It is that sad. Na hiyo ni hospitali. Then some people will come here to try and sanitize. Hata kama ni position gani wanasiki, hata kama wako na pesa gani, seriously, kuna vitu vingine hata Mungu hata shetani hawezi fanya. Acha nisimamie hapo for now. Asante.
That's great. I can see some hands. Petra, you want to say something? Your hand is up. Petra, say something.
Yes. Nilikuwa nataka kucomment what Madam Frida was saying. So since you have your group, see your developments and your peaceful demonstration. Let's have the volunteers.
Back to you, host. Nitaongea more later if an opportunity will come in. Please, back to you.
Ni sawa, haina shida. Petra, endelea. Zima mic yako.
As I was saying, I would like the volunteers wenye wanataka tukwe tunaandika the petitions to wajiandikisha hapo kwa hiyo group yetu hapo peaceful demos, wajiandikisha hapo so that we can have a team na kufanya hii shughuli. Alafu what Lois was saying, tusitumie kwa siasa safi, by the way. Tusitumie kwa siasa nini mbaya, I mean tusitumie kwa siasa mbaya. Let us think about ourselves. There's a reason why we have been in the streets, so tusirudi nyuma. We keep on forging forward. And then what was I saying? Watu wenye wanapatiana pesa, can't we boycott them? Si tukate kuchukua hizo pesa. Mtachukua hizo shilingi 2 sahi, and then kesho who be feeding you? Na mkumbukia watu ndio wanaenda wanatuharibia mambo huko mbele. We're not having these services and all that. Yes. I wanted to say that hiyo team ya volunteers will be tunapitia mpaka bills zingine zenye zina affect the country na pia county government. So please, watu wenye wako dedicated, can I think labda unaweza tuma hiyo link hapo kwa group, ama watu wenye wako interested wako inbox wa add kwa hiyo group, ndo sasa tujue venye tufanya kazi pamoja so that we can be collecting this data and all that. Juu issues ni mob, issues ni mingi zenye tunafaa kuwa tunafuatilia in the end of the day. Next ni nani? I can see that that design guy.
Hello Ezra, nasikika vizuri?
Yes.
Sijui nianzie wapi. If you guys are not enraged, if you guys are not angered.
Okay, sorry.
Kama
I think Mwenda, you can speak. Also because of time,
Hello?
can you limit our space, our time that we are given to at least 2 minutes at most, ndio tupatie other speakers chance.
Hello,
So Mwenda, you
sisikiki?
can
Hello?
have the floor. Then that design, if you have fixed your internet, it's okay.
I think
Mwenda.
that design is speaking. I can hear him. I don't know about you.
He's not speaking. Go ahead.
All right. So the only thing I wanted to say about this, I know everyone is very enraged and very disappointed with whatever is going on in the country. So the good thing is to reorganize ourselves because we cannot be in the streets forever. We have to reorganize ourselves and strategize on how we will tackle this. What I suggest, someone talked about forming a party, but I think that is far fetched at this point. I think what we are advocating for is clear at this point, and what we want is clear. For example, we need to create our range. Like now, we are in this space, we are 60 people. Most of us are those people maybe who know how Twitter operates. We have so many young people in our villages. Like me, I'm from Kiriari. We have so many people there who, at a short, don't know what is happening. They know what is happening. They know there's Gen Z mandamanos. They know we have these stuffs going on, but they clearly don't know what is happening or what we want. And these are the people someone has said maybe you can boycott this money or something. It is hard to boycott the money because of what people are going through. So what we have to do is to strategize, make sure the point is home. Everywhere we go with those